Good morning everyone. This video is for the students of class 11 subject economics. In this video we are going to continue our lesson number 6, that is diagrammatic presentation of data, bar diagrams and pie diagrams, from our book Statistics for Economics, and this is my lecture number 2 for this chapter. So in previous video I told you that diagrammatic presentation is divided into 3 categories: geometric forms, frequency diagrams, and arithmetic line graphs or time series graphs. In this chapter we will be focusing on geometric forms, and geometric form of data presentation can be either by bar diagrams or by pie diagrams. Okay, so in our last lecture we discussed 3 types of bar diagrams. In this video we shall discuss remaining 2 types of bar diagrams and pie diagrams. So these are the types of bar diagrams. First, that is simple bar diagrams. These diagrams are discussed in the last lecture. Multiple bar diagrams and subdivided bar diagrams or differential bar diagrams. These 3 types are discussed in last lecture. Now in today's lecture we shall discuss percentage bar diagrams and deviation bar diagrams. Along with these bar diagrams we shall also study pie diagrams. Now the fourth type is percentage bar diagrams. Percentage bar diagrams are the diagrams which show simultaneously different parts of the value of a set of data in terms of percentages. Okay, so percentage bar diagram shows the data in the form of percentages. Total value indicated by total length of bar is assumed to be 100. Okay, we assume that total value is indicated by total length of the bar, that is 100. Each part of thereof is shown as a part of 100. Okay, these parts may be shaded with different colors in order to highlight the difference. In fact, these diagrams are different from subdivided bar diagrams. Okay, they are a kind of subdivided bar diagrams, but there is a difference. See, the percentage bar diagrams are used generally when the values are of high magnitude. Okay, when values are very high and we cannot denote those values, indicate those values on a graph, at that time we use percentage bar diagrams. In such cases, the use of subdivided bar diagrams may not be appropriate, because when the values are of high magnitude, some parts of bar may look very small compared to others. Wide differences in parts of the bars make comparison difficult. So, percentage distribution of bars in such cases should certainly be a better mode of presenting the data. Okay, so whenever the values are of very high magnitude, at that time we use percentage bar diagrams. So now let us understand these kind of bar diagrams with the help of an example. See the illustration. Gross domestic product or GDP by industry of origin 2004 to 5 prices is given for years 2010 and 11 and 2011-12. Present this data in the term of percentage bar diagrams. See, these are the different sectors of the economy which contribute to GDP: primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Okay, it is their contribution. Okay, and these contribution are of 2 years, that is 2010 to 11 and 2011-12. Okay, now if you are noticing, the values are of very high magnitude. So in this case we will represent this data with the help of percentage bar diagram. Okay, so first of all we will change this data in percentage form. Now this is the table. See, primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Now in the year 2010 to 11, contribution made by primary sector was 8,22,415. Okay, now we will calculate its percentage. How? We will divide the contribution of primary by total contribution, okay, into 100, and at that time we will get the percentage 16.66. Similarly, for secondary sector, we will calculate, and similarly for tertiary sector. Now, this is cumulative percentage. See, in 10th class, you might have learned about cumulative frequency. So, suppose this is frequency. In the same way, you have to calculate cumulative percentage. Okay, this would be constant, and 16.66 plus 26.03 will give you 42.69. Okay, in the same way, 42.69 plus 57.31 will give you 100. So this is cumulative percentage. Okay, similarly for this year, you will calculate the percentage. Okay, and then you will calculate cumulative percentage. So have a look on this diagram. Production is shown on y-axis, year is shown on x-axis. Okay, there are 2 years, 2010 to 11, 2011 to 12. Okay, see the total length of the bar is 100. Okay, this is the total percentage, and then we have divided this bar into 3 sectors. Okay, so the contribution by primary sector is 16.66. Contribution by secondary sector is 26.03 and contribution by tertiary sector is 57.31. Similarly, we have shown this for second year also. Okay. The last type of bar diagrams is deviation bar diagrams. The deviation bar diagrams are used to compare the net deviation of related variables with respect to time and location. Okay, so basically these bar diagrams are used to show the deviation with respect to time and location. Okay, bar representing positive and negative deviations are drawn above and below the baseline. Okay, so the bars which shows positive deviation, they are drawn above the baseline, and the bars which shows negative deviation, they are drawn below the baseline. Such type of diagrams represent the deviations in magnitude as well as in direction. Okay. Represent the following data by deviation bar diagram. Okay, so in year 2013, there was saving of 30. In 2014, saving was reduced to minus 20. In 2015, saving was 10. 2016, it increased to 15. 2017, it decreased to minus 25, and 2018, it was 20. Okay, now you have to show this data with the help of deviation bar diagram. See, year is taken on x-axis and saving in deficit is shown on y-axis. Okay, these are the positive numbers and these are below x-axis, these are negative numbers. Okay, so in 2013, the saving was 30. Okay, it was positive, so it is shown above the x line. Okay, baseline. In 2014, saving was minus 20, so it is below the baseline, that is x-axis. In 2015, it was 10, so it is above the baseline, that is x-axis. In 2016, it was also positive, that is above the baseline. In 2017, saving was minus 25, that is below the baseline, that is below x-axis. In 2018, it was 20, so it is shown above the baseline. Okay, so this is deviation bar diagram. Now, the next one is pie or circular diagrams. Pie diagram is a circle divided into various segments showing the percent values of a series. Okay, basically pie diagram is a circular division on the basis of percent values of a series. This diagram does not show absolute values. Construction of a pie diagram involves the following steps. Just have a look. As a first step, absolute values of a series are converted into percent values. Okay, whatever absolute values are given to you in the question, first step is convert those values into percent values. See, If in a class there are 45 students, okay, total number of students 45, 20 are first divisioners, 15 are second divisioners, and 10 are third divisioners. Now, how will you convert this absolute value in percent value? See, for first divisioner, you will divide 20 by 45 into 100. 20 by 45 into 100 will give you 44.45%. Okay, these are the first divisioners. For second divisioner, you will divide 15 divided by total number of students 45 into 100. Okay, so percent value would be 33.33%. These are second divisioners. And for third divisioners, you will divide 10 by total number of students 45 into 100. So percent value would be 22.22% are the third divisioners. Okay, so first step is you have to convert absolute values of a series into percent values. Then draw a circle and note the fact that within a circle we can draw four angles of 90° each. Okay, suppose this is a circle. Okay, we know that a circle can have 490° angle, that is four quadrants, quadrant 1 2 3 4, and these are four 90° angles. Okay, so that a circle comprises 90° into 4, 360°. Okay. However, the circle called pi is to be finally divided on the basis of given actual data. Thus, given the percentage share of first divisioners, second divisioners and third divisioners as 44.45, 33.33 and 22.22 or 2 2 respectively, we divide the circle in terms of different angles as under. Okay, now first of all we have converted absolute value to percentage value. Now we know that a circle is divided into four parts of 90° each and the complete circle is of 360°. Now we will convert this percentage value into different angles. Okay. See, how will you convert it into angles? First, for first divisioner, 44.45 was a percentage divided by total, that is 100 into 360°. Okay, so for first divisioner, the angle would be of 160°. Now for second divisioner, the angle would be percentage divided by 100 into 360, that is total angle of the pi is equal to 120°. This is for second divisioner. And for third divisioner, the degree would be total percentage of third divisioners divided by 100 into 360°, that is 80°. Okay, now when we will add all these 3 degrees, we will get 360°. So accordingly, 44.45% of first divisioner would mean 160° out of 360°. For second divisioner, 33.33% would mean 120°, and for third divisioners 22.22% would mean 80°. Okay, now you have to show these three divisions with the help of pi diagram. Okay, show each value of circle clockwise as shown in the diagram. Now have a look on this pi diagram. Okay, for first divisioners, the percentage that we calculated was 44.45%. Okay, and when we converted it into degree, it was 160°. Okay, next for second divisioner, the percentage was 33.33. Okay, when we converted it into degree, it became 120°. And for third divisioners, the percentage value was 22.22%, and when we converted it into degree, it became 80°. So this is the representation of pi diagram. Okay. Now have a look on our example. In 2011-12, the net domestic product by industry of origin at 2004 to 5 is as given below. Present this information in the form of pie diagram. Okay. Sectors are there: primary, secondary, tertiary, finance and insurance, community and social service. Okay. So their share of contribution is shown by 16.2 percentage, 25.4, 27.5, 18.1 and 12.8. This is the percentage share. First of all, what we will do, we will convert it into degree. See, these are the sectors share. First of all, we will convert this percentage share into degree. Okay, that is share in terms of components of 360 degree. So how we will do it? 16.2 divided by 100, that is total percentage, into 360 degree. We got 58.32 degree. Similarly, when percentage share was 25.4 divided by total percentage, that is 100, into degree 360 degree gives 91.44 degree. For 27.5, the percentage share was 27.5 divided by 100% into 360 degree gives you 99 degree. Then for finance and insurance, percentage share was 18.1. 18.1 divided by total percentage 100 into 360 degree gives you 65.1616 degree. And for community and social services, the percentage share was 12.8. 12.8 divided by total percentage, that is 100 into 360 degree gives you 46.08 degree. Now when we convert it into pie diagram, okay, it would appear like this. So that was about two types of bar diagrams and pie diagrams. Now your homework is you have to revise chapter 6, diagrammatic presentation of data, bar diagrams and pie diagrams. Okay. So in last video lecture, I gave you 3 questions to do. This is the homework solution of those 3 questions. Question number 1 was to draw a simple bar diagram. The solution is question number 2 was to draw a multiple bar diagram on the basis of following table. So the solution is, and question number 3 was to draw or represent the data by subdivided bar diagram on the basis of the following table, and the solution is this.